I'm Matt Pike. This is
Hey,
Jeff Matz.
Jeff Matz.
We're gonna show you, well, it's gonna be more than 11 riffs because it's like our songs are ridiculous. You can't really just do one and not have it, the piece of music. So we're just cutting up pieces to explain to you like how our system works.
Hard to narrow it down.
Years. I remember being at practice, and this is off the first album, and it was one of the first songs we ever wrote. I think it's like the third song I ever wrote for this band. And I was messing around with kind of blues and A, and it kind of has this weird where I put a seventh in it. And I was messing around with those chords, and I just kind of had this Motorhead Lynyrd Skynyrd vibe, but I wanted to make it like metal, so I came up with And then from there, I was just kind of taking the box pattern. I just kind of sculpted that, and then I accidentally came across. I played that on accident. I remember Dez and George going, "Dude, play that again." I'm all, "Play what again?" And they're like, "Whatever you just did." And I was like, "Well, what did I just do?" And then they were like trying to explain to me what I did, because I'm Mr. ADHD. So I'll write all this stuff and won't record it and won't remember it. And that one came together, and shoot, it was one of those magic fall from the sky, and you put it together in an afternoon, and it's like one of like the best songs I think High on Fire has written since the beginning anyhow. And yeah, just the way that the bridge is. It's just patient, and it's got that, it's not so metally where it's like you dig in. It's like you got to be patient and kind of, I don't know. I was doing way more bong rips and stuff back then. That one is a collaboration me and Jeff both had. It's weird. Once in a while, he'll write riffs and be in like a totally different place, and I'll write a riff and be in a totally different place. And he kind of came up with...
It was this sort of Poison idea meets Turkish music.
Yeah.
Like main riff.
Yeah.
That thing.
And then I threw my little thing on that. I was all, "Dude, I was writing a riff," and it was and it was just bizarre because we were like in different states. And then we got to practice.
Drop together.
I was like, "Dude, that's weird."
So easily.
That was meant to be. And then
I was messing around at home one night, and I came up with this crazy riff.
Bridge. Yeah, and then right after that, I fucking came up with, it was weird because I had this one for a while, so it was like... that whole thing, and I had lyrics to it already, so the song came together. For it being kind of complicated, it came together really fast.
Like, yeah, that was, I remember that being a really easy one to...
Yeah, we were like, we tried to make it more complicated writing it than it needed to be. It was already like right there, like the carpet was laid out. Baghdad was, yeah, that was definitely a Kessler. That was definitely a Kessler fucking super fat green joint. I might have even had nitrous. I might have done some nitrous for that, but I just kind of forced fit an Arabic riff together. And the crazy thing, I didn't think a drummer was gonna get that at all, even though I kind of knew the metronome to it, but I had to like force it in there. And Des just all, bam, just fucking start nailing it. So, you know, that turned into what it is. And we put a pretty easy chorus, but the chorus is catchy. I tried to, if I'm doing singing over it, I try to make it catchy. You know what I mean? So you remember it or get stuck in your head. That's the hard shit to write, though. You know. The sticky shit.
Yeah, that was the first High on Fire song I heard.
Really?
Yeah, I bought that the first album on a Zeke tour, and we put it in the CD player.
Yeah, man. What the fuck is this? Snakes are divine. I think that's like the High on Fire perfect song. That's why it's almost always our closer. That song is kind of like divine, which is weird because it's the title of the song. That song is so perfectly put together. And we took a long time. We took a writing session in LA with Fiddleman. Yeah. And we had like 2 weeks of practice after we already had a bunch of songs written. And we put it all together and we like redid everything. And yeah, it was crazy how that went together. That song's like immaculate. I couldn't think of a better written song. Just the turnarounds and the whole thing, like the tempo changes, and it's so epic. I love playing that song. I never get sick of it.
Yeah.
And it was like me and him both bouncing things off of each other, you know, like just kind of went together like glue. You're like, holy shit, how'd all that happen? You don't know. Just count your blessings and say, thank you. Thank you very much for raining riffs on me. I don't know. Gratitude. Riff gratitude.
Death is this communion.
You want to elaborate on this?
I think this was the first song I wrote with you guys.
Yeah.
And that was just, started out with you and I at the old house. We were roommates.
We were roommates.
Moved
or
in.
he moved in the building next to us, and then he moved in with me later. But it was
like a fourplex.
Yeah, and that was Annihilation Time house, and it was like crazy.
That was a crazy party house.
24/7. I had to move out after a while.
Yeah,
I was a raging alcoholic then, and I still had to move out. I couldn't handle it.
I just remember coming up with this bass riff, and we just started jamming on it.
Yeah, and what I just followed him with open chords, like him and the drummer like take the front position, you know. I was just following along. So that went together, and I was just like it was almost, I didn't even know what I was doing it. I just came up with something that sounded good, and I just put some lyrics on it, and it ended up being
chorus.
Yeah.
I came up with that chorus.
So it's another Fall from the Sky thing. That's a Jeff Matz riff right off the bat.
I think this was one of the first things we wrote for Electric
Oh,
Messiah.
absolutely. Walked in and can we just play that?
Kind of Celtic Frost kind of riff.
Not to mention, I'm not even going to do that right now. It's the arm killer.
Yeah, so that part was difficult to begin with, and then Dez made it even more difficult.
Yeah,
He's like, why don't you
did make it
flip it around?
Yeah, flip it around and don't
make
play
it
on the one.
impossible to play.
Let's not play it on the one. Just start in the middle of it. I was like, fuck, why do you make me think like that, dude? Probably because he's clever, you know.
Indeed.
Dez is a very clever man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was like the first riff on that album, I think. Jeff whipped out a credit card after a long night of partying. I was like, hey, can I have the gas card? Jeff, I gotta drive today. This sucks. He's all, oh, this?
Hey, you whipped that thing out with a fury. You're like, oh, Fury Whip?
I don't know how I came up with this intro, but it worked, so. I went with the common theme, and I tried to, I guess it was kind of, I was listening to The Haunted a lot, and The Haunted have a lot of bass. That kind of shit, so I was like, I'm gonna do a Haunted riff and go. So I'm doing the variable. So I changed that note. That's like a chromatic. So basically the whole thing is, although you wouldn't know it. When I'm doing that, I'm just following. So all I did was take the like root notes and just jump around like the variable and stuff. So that turned out good. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty fancy.
I'd say so.
It's fancy and it's aggressive. That's one of my favorite High on Fire songs for sure. That thing just, if you put it in a set, it just crushes everybody. Like, whoa, thanks for hanging out with me and Jeff and jamming. I hope you come see us.
fun.
We're working on an album right now. We're doing shows here and there, so look out for us, you know. Anything you want to say, Jeff?
Pretty much covers it.
We'll see you soon.